Wired Media 360 production. I'm here with publisher Andrea Evans, and over the next 15 minutes, we will take you inside the latest issue of Frontdoors magazine. Coming up, where we ate this month, tapas, Spanish wine, and a little magic in the air. Also ahead, we show you how thousands of families and children fighting cancer are finding help and hope long after the diagnosis. And meet the man who is on the cover of Frontdoors magazine. It's all about fast cars and fast growth. Exciting news for the Valley coming up. But first, we want to open up our office doors. Every month, you guys shine the light on someone who is really doing something amazing in the community and within their organization. So tell us who is in the spotlight this month.
In Office Doors this month, we have Latasha Causey from USAA. She's the Director of Operations there, and her day job is to work with all the employees to find volunteer opportunities for them across the community. And last year, that equaled over 10,000 volunteer hours for organizations right here in the Phoenix area.
Andrea, why is it so important? I know you guys love doing this Office Doors segment. Why is it so important to really open up those office doors and share these stories?
Sure. When we look at companies and when people approach us with these stories about their employees and all this amazing work that they do, we find that it really celebrates a company culture and team building, and that's good for everything, right? Way of life, your experience at work, and makes you want to contribute to the greater good of the community.
Tell us a little bit more about Latasha. I mean, she's like an all-star. She's a mom with 2 kids.
Yes. And she personally serves on several committees and board of directors, including the Children's Museum of Phoenix. And we got to work with her on a project last year, and just her leadership skills are amazing. She is a rock star.
And to your point about company culture, looking through some of the pictures, we see that people wear the shirt saying "Live United," and we know what it means to serve. I loved those pictures.
Absolutely. They were all lined up at, serving meals at one of the local food banks and coming together, wearing Live United shirts for United Way and fulfilling all those needs that are put out there for volunteer opportunities. But can you imagine having, hundreds of them all show up to complete your volunteer project? And Latasha makes that happen.
How do you think Latasha is able to get everyone on board? You have to have buy-in.
Absolutely, but again, I think it's part of the culture at USAA. They are the largest insurance company for military, members of the military and their families, and they already come, right, with that spirit of togetherness and community. And so it doesn't surprise us at all to hear that they do all of this volunteer work.
Now it is time to open up the kitchen doors. And we want to tell everyone a little bit about how you guys do this. So your team basically spreads out. You all go eat somewhere fun. It can be fancy, it can be casual, and then you kind of come together and write about your experiences. And this month, the kitchen doors, you're shining the light on Prado.
On Prado at Scottsdale Resort and Spa at Mauna Lucia.
Yes.
And Prado's
It's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful. Prado's been there ever since the resort opened several years ago. But what strikes me is when you go inside those doors, it's like you're going on a trip, a vacation to another land, and they have kept that up. And the atmosphere is has a little bit of magic in the air for sure. And again, the food is amazing. And it's so fun to have those small bites inspired by tapas of Spain.
Why does Frontdoors focus on the foodie culture and the restaurant culture? I know a lot of what you guys try to do is focus on community, and that's a big part of it.
It is. Our chefs in our community are amazing, and they give so much to the nonprofits, whether they're hosting celebrity dinners or fundraisers actually at their restaurants, or donating those gift certificates for all the auctions that we go to week in, week out, whether it's at your kid's school or at a charity event on the weekend. We love to celebrate chefs at Frontdoors.
Mauna Lucia, love it. Prado, always great food over there. And now it is time for our charity spotlight. On each episode, we try to focus on a charity that really goes above and beyond in the work that they do in our community. And today we are focusing on Children's Cancer Network. And we want to introduce you to a woman whose son was diagnosed with cancer when he was 9.5 years old. And they have received so much help and hope from this incredible Valley organization.
Hearing those words, your child has cancer, there's nothing more devastating that you could hear.
I heard her say they found a tumor. They described it to me that your spinal cord is about the size of your pinky, and his tumor was the size of the thumb inside. I remember standing in the kitchen, and Matthew and my daughter she was 3, and they were just dancing, and I remember thinking, I hope they can do this again, because we were told that a possibility of him not walking, we had to take that chance.
Children's Cancer Network set out to be there for families, no matter where they are in their journey. We have an open door, whether we can help them at the moment they're diagnosed, during treatment, once they're off treatment. Hope for a better future. And that's our goal, is to provide hope to families that you can do this one step at a time. You can move forward, you can get through it. Things like scholarships, being able to help them dream for the future again is huge. So Matthew and his brother both are scholarship recipients for Children's Cancer Network, and we're so proud to see them on their way.
Brings tears to my he's a great guy. He's a freshman in college. He wants to be an aerospace engineer at this point. Well, I've heard it said that once you're diagnosed, you're a survivor, for however long that is. Thank you. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Children's Cancer Network helps about 650 families a year. They have some 450 volunteers, which, Andrea, that's incredible. I was fortunate to spend some time out there interviewing the two lovely ladies who we just featured. And what I thought was really interesting is how they focus on the survivorship events and help patients and their families long after the cancer actually takes hold.
Correct.
With the late-term effects.
Correct. So their survivorship programs are very important and so needed by those families. And those families, I think, as they're going through the process, they come back and they give back to the next set of families, if you will, that are dealing with the same issues that they dealt with. And they are an amazing, tight-knit community, and you see it. You absolutely see it whenever you talk to Patty Luchel.
She doesn't say no, it seems. It seems that I love the way she runs the organization. She is the co-founder, and it's sort of magical that she said to me, we really listen to our families. So beyond a lot of the necessities, the wigs, and obviously the support that is needed right then and there, we listen to the families about what else we can do. And that's really special.
And they really serve the siblings of these children that are going through this horrific experience and have these amazing sibling backpacks that are there ready to go at a moment's notice. if we're racing to the hospital or they're going to treatment every day and being tagged along, they also help those brothers and sisters as well.
I think we should just very quickly, Andrea, explain what late-term effects means.
So late-term effects mean, when you go through cancer treatment, your body is subject to, radiation and chemotherapy, and there are a lot of biological things that happen with that, and psychological sometimes. So physical, psychological, and your doctors can tell you what you're going through, but it's more to actually live through it. And as a kid, it breaks your heart because a lot of times they can't really express what that is that they're going through. And everyone just needs to be there with open arms to, if you can't figure it out, just be there and love them and offer anything you can to make them feel just that much better.
Well, I was so impressed with what they're doing there at Children's Cancer Network.
Steve and Patty Luttrell are absolutely amazing, and we're honored to be sharing their story this month.
Now it is time to show you what is on the cover. Frontdoors doing something very special, focusing on sport giving back. Tell us all about it.
Yes, we decided this month that we would talk to not only all of our sports teams, but other sports in the Valley and ask them, how are you giving back this season? And with it, our editor, Mike Saucier, found a great story over at Phoenix Raceway.
Yes, he's focusing on Brian Sperber, who's the president of Phoenix Raceway, and Brian's on the cover. And Brian is an incredibly dynamic person who is giving so much to this community. Take us inside his story.
Sure. It's very exciting what they're doing over at Phoenix Raceway. Brian is very passionate about the auto racing industry and sport. He's from Ohio originally, went to college in Florida near Daytona, and made it over to the Valley and found himself to Phoenix Raceway.
Yes.
They are going under a major construction project right now that will open in about a year, November 2018. Mm-hmm. And what was really interesting when we came to them to ask how they were giving back to the community is the new facilities come with an invitation for nonprofits to host their events out at the racetrack.
Yeah. This is really innovative.
It absolutely is. Very smart business, I believe, as well, to invite the community to do this. So can you imagine having a 5K run, walk, race at a racetrack? I can, and I want to be at the first one. It's going to be super exciting.
You know, I was also struck by someone like Brian and his leadership skills, because there are a lot of race fans, obviously, but there are also a ton more reachable people in the Valley. So he's doing this in a way that's so special because he's really tapping in to the heart of the community. Why is that important?
You know, it's so great to have a facility and recognize that you can do more with it. And the West Valley has been growing leaps and bounds year after year after year. And so to see them make this investment in their business and turn around and offer it to the community, it's amazing. It's a win-win all the way around.
I know he told Mike when they sat down to do the interview that he really looks up to Larry Fitzgerald and recognizes how much Fitz has done to give back to the community.
He does. And like Larry, they're offering you can have your black tie dinner or fancy cocktail reception fundraiser out at the racetrack.
How cool is that?
And right there, maybe draw a winner to go take a lap in a pace car on the spot. So
that would be super cool.
The ideas that they were talking about with us are just really cool. And again, I think it's going to be a hit.
I can't wait to check out the new Phoenix Raceway. Very cool. Andrea, great to be here with you. And thanks to all of you for being here. That's going to do it for us. Thanks for watching Frontdoors TV, an Inspired Media 360 production. Our mission on this show is connection, compassion, and the celebration of all those people doing great things in our community. You can find us at frontdoorsmedia.com and inspiredmedia360.com. Until next time, take care.